Good morning, everyone. I think it's the 21st of March, and my name is Dakota. I am starting a new YouTube channel. It is called God and Me Road to Recovery. The reason that I chose that name is because I just started a trucking business. Actually, it's kind of a hotshot business, and I will be traveling over the road away from the family, and I just wanted to throughout my journey, share my story with y'all from time to time, maybe give you some encouragement, some uplifting wisdom. I am 37 years old. I'm from a town in Georgia called Lawrenceville. I have a beautiful wife and two great daughters. I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I have been clean and sober from meth for right about 11 years. And I had one slip up with that about 7 years ago. I did it one night, and I realized that it wasn't my thing anymore, and I haven't touched it again since. I still struggle with alcohol from time to time, and I just got a sponsor uh, maybe a few months ago, and I've been working with him. I've been doing really well. I had one slip up over St. Patrick's Day. I had a few beers and a shot, and I put that behind me. And I don't plan on doing it anymore. So, really, what this is just to give you a little bit of my story, and to just be uplifting and positive every day. I want to tell you what kind of helps me through the day each day. I got up this morning at 4 o'clock, and I just prayed and prayed and prayed. One thing that I've been doing is I've been doing the I ams. I was listening to Joel Osteen the other day, and he was talking about the I ams. Some of my favorites. I try to feed my mind as much as possible. T.D. Jakes is one of my all-time favorites. Joel Osteen, I love listening to him. I like, there's a lot of people on YouTube that I love listening to. I try to feed my mind every day. But what I was getting at is I was listening to Joel Osteen the other day, and he was talking about the I ams. And so I try to get up every morning, and I try to give the I ams. I am positive. I am not an alcoholic. I am recovered. I am a successful business owner. I am a good dad to my children. I try to speak everything into existence. I am a good husband to my wife. I'm a good friend to my friends. I'm a good mentor to people. So a little bit about me. I've been through a lot. I was raised in the streets, and I was selling cocaine to strippers at about 13 years old. Not that I did it a lot or all the time, but it's something I was introduced to. All I knew from the beginning was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I grew up in the streets. My dad, he was in and out of my life most all the time, more out than in. My dad was a severe alcoholic. My mother was a severe opiate addict. I lost mom and dad both separately. They didn't really have anything to do with each other. I lost both of my parents in 2021. I lost mom to the opiates as she had cancer, and I lost dad to crack and drinking. He lived on the streets in Atlanta and all over the place, and so I lost both of them about 4 months apart from each other. I tried to, before my parents died, I made a pact with God. I started doing Celebrate Recovery, and I started leading Celebrate Recovery, and I went through a span where I was completely sober from alcohol and everything for about 3.5 years. And I told God that if he would allow me to see my parents sober, that I would give my everything to help leading people to Christ and telling my story. And I never seen them. Matter of fact, I'll tell you a little story. right before I got married. I've been married for 6 years to my wife, Heather. About a week before I got married, I seen my dad walking down the street. He did a lot of panhandling, and I seen my dad walking down the street, and I picked him up, and I told him I needed to go get the rest of my outfit for my wedding, and I told him that I wanted him to go shopping with me and go get something to eat, and he told me that he wanted me to take him over to the crack house in Lawrenceville, and he wanted to get some crack. And I didn't know what to say. Kind of caught me off guard. And, just to have the extra few minutes with him, because I didn't know when I would see him again, I said okay. And I took him over there, and he got him $40 worth of crack. I know that that's probably not the right choice to do, but it's what I did. I took him over there, and he got him some crack, and I took him over behind the AA building. And he asked me if I wanted to come hit some crack. And that's one thing that I haven't never done before. I've done about everything that there is to do, but I haven't smoked crack and don't plan on it. But my dad asked me, he said, I got a 10 over here. Would you like to come, smoke this crack with me? I got a good bit. And I told him no, that I had too much going on for me right now. And those were the last words that I ever spoke to my dad. I'd never seen him again until he was in ICU dying, and he wasn't able to talk. I was at work one day about 3 years ago, and my daughter called me, and she said, "Daddy, the police are here at the house for you." And it's been a long time since I've heard that, praise the Lord. But the police were here because Dad was dying, and he was in ICU over at Grady. And I went and seen him, and he would open up his eyes, but he would never lock on to me. I don't think he was seeing with his eyes open. He never looked at me, and he was in there for about 5 or 6 days before he died. I never got to speak to him, but those were the last words that my dad ever spoke to me. He was asking me to go smoke crack with him, and I become very bitter at God for that, because I told God that I was going to devote my life to, helping people and being what I could be, to help people to sobriety. And I was as clean as could be myself. And when I lost Mom and Dad, I become bitter at God, and I started drinking a lot, and it was real bad. It was real bad on my family, and I guess I've worked through that. I'm getting over that. I'm getting over the resentment. I know that it's really hard because I'll never see my parents sober. I'll never see them. They'll never see me as a business owner. I'll never hear "I'm proud of you." But that's just a little bit of my story. I just want anybody to know that it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter how bad things are. I'll still continue to give you parts of my story. That's just a little piece of it. I've lived with a lot of family members, and I was married previously to a lady for 11 years. She's in recovery herself right now. And I'll give you a little bit of that story later on. But for this video, I'm going to try to just kind of give a little bit of knowledge and wisdom. You don't have to do what I do. Everybody's different, and I've noticed throughout my road to recovery that telling people to do it my way is definitely not the way to go, because everybody's individual, and what works for me doesn't work for you. But just planting a seed and trying to give you a little bit of direction. I know that for one thing, if you're trying to stay clean and you're trying to do right, you really have to watch who you put yourself around. I was talking to my daughter about that this morning. She's having a little bit of trouble in school, and she's not making the best decisions as well. That's my youngest one, Haley. She's 14 years old, and she's struggling as well. She's in recovery, not for substances, but different. Anybody can be in recovery for anything. She's in recovery for a little bit of depression and decision making and stuff, and she's working really well. But one thing I was talking to her about this morning is that you really can't put yourself around bad people. I was at home this weekend after being gone for 2 weeks, and I hung out with one of my boys, Brian, and he's a great guy, got a great family, and I really try to pick and choose who I'm around. I don't hang out with a whole lot of people, and anybody that I do hang out with, I try to make sure that they're going to lead me in the right direction, because just like iron sharpens iron, also bad company corrupts good character. And so one thing I would just suggest is always try to pick good friends. If anything, if you can't seem to find anybody, really that's fine too. Just be by yourself until you can find somebody. It'll come around eventually. You'll find somebody cool to hang out with that's on a sober level. And I was talking to one of the guys in CR the other week, and he said the longer he was sober, the more he noticed that the only people that he hung around with was people that did well and didn't drink, and they just kind of weed themselves out. And that happened to me when I was in recovery from methamphetamines. More than anything, I kind of ran from the situation and hid and left everybody alone, and that's what keeps me sober. I believe that if I went back to hanging out with the people that does it, I would probably do it again. So one thing, just make sure that if you're around anybody, you're around somebody that lifts you up and helps you to make the right choices. Also, stay in the Word. I said I got a good wolf and a bad wolf, and the bad wolf is from my past. The good wolf is from my future, and they butt heads all day, every day. Especially with me starting this new hotshot business. Man, for every good thought, I got a bad thought. I'm not gonna lie. My mind it rolls. I'm very ADD, very high strung, and I'm always thinking, good. I'm kind of an extremist. I'm either real happy or I'm real sad. Not that I get sad, but I get nervous. I worry. I worry that I'm not going to make enough money to provide for the family. I worry that something's going to happen out on the road. But my wife, she keeps me stable, and she's definitely my backbone. We were in church yesterday. I was telling everybody she's kind of like an elephant, that she's just strong and passionate, and she protects everybody, protects the kids, and she's real good for me. I hope that any of y'all can find somebody. And don't get me wrong, I went through my share to find this, and don't hesitate. Don't pick what you get on the first try. I remember when I went through my divorce and I was trying to find somebody to love and to be with in life. I went through 10 different people in 2 years, dating people and breaking up and everything, but I was listening for God to tell me that I'd made the right choice, and I met Heather, and we dated for about 8 or 9 months, and I proposed. I knew that she was the right one. I met her in church. I met her at Bethlehem Christian Academy Church, and we met in a small group, and it took off from there. We have the same birthday. That's really cool, and but I just want to tell you to feed your mind every day. Every day you wake up, feed your mind positive things, because the enemy's gonna feed you negative stuff regardless. You can't stop that. So if you're not counterreacting the feed that the enemy's gonna give you, then that bad wolf, he's gonna catch up to you in the long run. So I listen to my YouTubes. I read my Bible studies here and there. I got a book that I'm reading right now. I don't know who it's by, but it's called The Power of Positive Thinking. I just try to feed it. I know that the enemy ain't going to stop, so I can't stop either. I try to teach that to the kids and anybody that I can. Just every day that you get up, just try to put something good and positive in your mind. I try to do it when I'm on the road. I'm excited for y'all to be here with me on the road. Y'all see a lot of stuff. Y'all see me at home right now, and I like being home, but I'm about to leave out. I'll probably go out for about 2 or 3 weeks, so y'all can follow me throughout the road. I go all over the place. I might be in Mississippi, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee. I'm all over. If y'all have any questions, I hope that y'all feel free to, hit me up and ask. Hit the like and follow button, and keep up with me through every day. I'm just here. If anybody needs sponsors or anything, I got several friends that will help out. I just want to share my story, and I want you to know that no matter where you come from, that you can make it. That you don't have to be stuck. That the enemy is not the winner. God died and he rose again, and he's already paid the price. And that's enough. That's enough for you to be a winner. That's enough for you to be successful in life. You're never too far gone. So just I ask that you just you do the things that maybe I'm suggesting, and when you get done watching this video, just go on. There's a lot of motivationals and a lot of uplifting things. I love listening to them, and it really helps my soul and my heart and my day. And I hope that I've helped you as well. I'm sure we'll get to know each other a little bit better, and I'm just excited to have some followers. I've never had followers. I've never had people subscribe to my stuff, but I know that the Lord is. I used to lay in bed when I was young, and when I would have things in my home that were just crazy and crooked, and I used to ask God. I said, God, why do I go through this? And I believe God allowed me to go through so much stuff to help others, to be able to share my story, and to be able to be uplifting to others. And so as you go through the day today, I'll go ahead and cut it short. I'm probably about to head out on the road. I should have a load coming in soon, and I'm excited to run the road with everyone. Just take your time today and evaluate your friends, evaluate your money. You can always tell where you're going wrong by who you hang out with, by the money and where you spend it, and just evaluate yourself a little bit today. And if there's any negative that you need to get out of your life, pray about it, ask God. I know it's hard to get out of situations sometimes, but pray about it, and see what you can do about just moving on to a crowd that's more positive. And that's basically it for today. I'm glad to be here. Glad to have introduced myself. I look forward to sharing more. And if you don't mind, I'd like to close this out with a word of prayer today. Heavenly Father, Lord, Lord, I come to you and thanks, Lord, for anybody who's able to listen to this, Lord. I just ask that as I do this, Lord, that you touch people through my experience and through their experience and through your word, Lord. I just ask that as I share these things, that as iron sharpens iron, I'm able to help sharpen my brothers and sisters around the world. That this is the way of the world nowadays, Lord. And I know that we do a lot of videos and stuff. And I just ask that this goes wide, and I'm able to help reach and teach people. And I just thank you, Lord, for what you're going to do in other people's lives. I know that you created and you allowed all these videos to be made and to be able to be out there to help other people. And I just pray healing and restoration over anybody who's having any struggles, Lord, whether it be mental or chemical or anything, Lord. I pray healing over it, Lord. And I pray that these people will be successful and they will be able to overcome the obstacles, Lord. I just ask that you send down your angels to protect each and every one that's struggling with anything in their life. Lord, I just ask that you bless the business that I've started, Lord, and help me to be the best that I can be through that for the family, but not for me, Lord, because everything is given to you for the glory, Lord. And Lord, I'm just excited to see how you're going to move in people's lives. And I hope this becomes something that people can tell their testimonies with. I'm excited to hear from other people and to hear their testimonies, Lord. And Lord, I just thank you for never leaving us nor forsaking us. If you're not in any kind of groups, I strongly suggest, it's super important to get in some kind of AA group, NA group, get you a sponsor. Call them. I love talking to my guy. I've got a guy that I talk to. He's a lot older than me, and I want to be just like him. I've done so much in my life to where I'm scared to die. Like, I don't know. I've put so much chemicals in me. I get scared whether I'm going to live or die a lot of times. But this guy, he's a lot older than me. He has he's overcome a lot of the same struggles that I have. Get you a sponsor. Call him every day and just talk to them. Do what they tell you to do. They've been through it, and I hope that today is a sober day for everyone. I hope that today is an uplifting day. I hope that I've uplifted you, and I look forward to seeing you throughout the week this week and throughout my trips. And God bless.